Good evening, traders. This is Briguy, Tools of the Trade at daytradingradio.com, and we're doing a new video here on trade setups for January 14th, 2013. And this is hopefully the first of a number of videos that I'll put together with some stocks that I found on different reports and scans that I do. And I'm going to tell you up front that I'm not necessarily taking trades in all of these, because I am currently just trading options, and there's not always an option play on some of these stocks. But I will bring them to you if I think it's worth looking at, and I'll just give you the standard disclaimer that this is for educational purposes only. Don't overtrade. Use stops. Even if you're an experienced trader and you're using mental stops, they're still stops. So let's take a look at the world markets right now. It's currently Sunday night at about 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 12:21 actually, and we see Asia is already looking up pretty sharply. The Nikkei is closed, not trading according to the notes here. However, China is up 2.3% so far, with another about an hour and a half to go in the trading day. The Hang Seng is also closed right now, although it does say that they're up 0.68%. And then Europe is due to open in another 2.5 hours or so. So we'll see how that turns out. And let's just take a quick look at some of the standard stocks that, or the futures, I should say. So gold currently up $4.70 at 1665.30. The ES is up 2.5 at 69.75. Oil is up 61 cents at 94.17. Dow futures currently trading up $14, as the NQs are also up $2.25 at 27.46, and copper also trading up 2.5 cents at 3.6795. So that's how things stand now. Of course, we'll see how that all plays itself out in the hours to come. Here's the ES. It's a little busy, but we are getting these. Let me delete a couple of these lines here, and if we just stretch this out, you'll see what we're toying around with here. We're setting new highs on the year for the ES. That was set on the last session, and we are above these levels, of course, from September 14th and October 5th. But the question is, if you were to consider this as a time for a pullback, we do have a long way down from this point. So we'll see what we get with that. I'm not going to give you a call on that right now. I'm just looking at a few different things and also trying to get in the rhythm for these videos. So hopefully you find them beneficial. Here's the Spx Cash Market. Not a high of the year. The high was set back here on September 14th. So, but we're about $2.50 away from that point. So we'll see whether the SPX wants to take a rest here or keep going. The Nasdaq, unlike the others, well off of its highs, still has a ways to go, another 70 points or so. And you see the stochastics are still pointing up, but you want to be cautious there for any longer term trades that you might be doing. And quickly look at the Russell 2000. That's setting new highs on the year, new 52-week highs. But possibly also, see the stochastics here. Just quickly look at the hourly on that. Hourly is still pointing up. on the Russell, and you see the 2050 did not cross. So if you're looking to start new positions, be cautious. But if you've been in some trades for a while, that could be a good sign for things to stay up in that level for a time. But of course, keep your stops in place. Let's take a look at a couple of stocks that I saw in some reports and on some scans that I did. One of those stocks is Yahoo, and here on the daily you see Yahoo pulling back off of its highs down to the 50 period. And interestingly, these last 2 days here closed, or I should say the highs of each of these 2 days is exactly the same, $19.38. So that's quite interesting. Let's just take a look at the weekly chart on Yahoo, and it is looking like it wants to pull back on a weekly. You see the stochastics curling over. So if you're looking to start a new position, we can look for some possible short-term gains on that. Let's just look at the fib here, and you see we do have a ways to go to get to the 23.6 line, and this is just off of the August. Well, actually, this is more than a year ago. So when I went to the weeklies, I'm just realizing now it went to a 3-year chart. So let me just move this fib line and take it to this level. So yeah, this is what I originally saw when I was looking at this earlier, and that is that we are hitting on the weekly basis anyway. Here's $19 at your 23.6 line, and it passed through that, and the bulls pushed it back up again. So let's go back to the daily and see what that $19 line is, right at the body of this candle from Thursday, and no significant play on Friday, but we did hit a new low on Friday, so that could be significant. The stochastics are not lining up there on the daily, and on an hourly basis you're actually reaching an overbought level. So in a longer term, on a weekly basis, this is looking like a bearish signal. And going into Monday, I want to take a look at this as if we're going to stay above the 20-day, then this could actually carry itself through these moving averages and back up into this range. But again, do your homework on that, and I'm not going to give you a specific call on that. Cree was another one that came up. You see here on the daily, it's moved off of these lows here at 31 and where were we, 31.22 or so, and we have a nice ride up here, even though we've hit some gone over the moving average, the 50 period, and then created this candle here. But the stochastics on the daily are looking not too shabby. So what I would do, I made some notes to either watch what this is doing on Monday, and here's the hourly chart. Not exactly a clear signal, but if you see these candles here, if you can get back over this level, this is 35, 58, 59, 60, somewhere in that range, and watch what the 50 period's doing at that point. You might actually be setting up for a 2050 cross at that point. So keep an eye on that this week. Another one is RIM. This one's had a very strong day on Friday, up $1.64. It's been a while since they've had such a large percentage move. That's a 13.76% move on RIM. So that was on news. Simply speaking, they had some speculation about their releasing their next BlackBerry. Sprint is saying that they're looking forward to selling it, and I think somebody leaked some pictures of what it might look like, and I believe it's their first touchscreen phone. This is me pulling it from several different articles that I read. So that's why you have the large move. And as from a trader's perspective, this would be a time to short. And in fact, you look here on the hourly, the 60-minute, is you're getting into an overbought level. So, either buying some puts at this point, and volatility is very low right now. So getting some puts could be good. And I mean that in general, volatility. Of course, the volatility on RIM might be a little high. And but in the long term, if we can get out of these recent highs here, make some new highs, and not reestablish this trend down here, then this could be good for a long term. I'll try to keep this video short. Again, it's my first time doing this, so I might be talking a little bit too much to try to do this short. Here's another short-term stock to look at. This is Magicjack, and it was up 20 cents on Friday. But what you see here is you have decreasing volume, and you have the candles getting smaller and smaller with the lower lows, lower highs. And let me just see, Thursday's low 1452, Friday's low 1450. So technically a lower low and a lower high at this point. You do have some support back at this price level at 1330 or 1320. And so if this does continue to move down there, but I take a look at this because it's definitely setting up, if it can support itself down at that level, there's plenty of room to move back up. I think on the 60 was looking like it wanted to move up off of this level. So maybe watch what it does with the 20 period. If it breaks through the 20 period on volume, then it might be a good opportunity there. And that's Charlie Alpha Lima Lima Magicjack. Another one was stock GCO, Geneso, and I believe this was a REIT company. Let me just check it out real quick here on FinViz and get my notes here. Alright, I'm probably mixing up another store. This is an apparel store, Genesco. And anyway, this came up on a potential short-term buy, and you had a great amount of volume coming in compared to average. Let me see what the volume. Oh, you know what? Why am I even looking at this one? Yeah, the volume on here is not exactly the kind of stock that I would look at, but anyway, if you want to take a look at this one and look at the 60 on it, it's kind of no man. Oh, that's a 15. That's why I'm not looking right. All right, so there's your daily, and it is above the 50 period and the 20, so you could get a 20-50 cross and take a look at that. They do have, looks like, earnings coming out February 28th, so I think I mixed it up with another one I was meaning to comment on. All right, let's look at some shorts here. This is Education Realty. A lot of the schools getting beat up recently, and I expect this to be a common story in 2013. But this is waterfall candles going on here. Look at your stochastics, a nice smooth downward pattern there. It did bounce off the 50, so if you want to, I think on the 60 we actually had an oversold situation here. So I would take a look at this and see what it does on Monday. If you get an overbought situation within a few hours, then I would say this is going to continue to the downside. So take a look at that, EDR. And another one is IAC, Interactivecorp. This had a very tall candle on Thursday, as it dropped through the averages, and on a daily is on at least this time frame. This is the 1433, setting up for a move back up. It made a higher low on Friday, and I think if we look at the weekly on this, yeah, on the weekly, you see it's still trading below these averages, but there's some support down here. So you can take a look at that one. Earnings are coming out on this one on the 6th of February. So if you want, you can either play it out before earnings or come back later and take a look at it. And I think on an hourly, yeah, the hourly was actually looking like it had a little bit of room. I would trade that right up to the 20 period, and if we get some volume to push through it, then you might hold it. But that's that. And then a stock I traded on Friday was VeriSign, and this is another classic waterfall turnover here, with the stochastics curling over. You see this period, this is the 44.3 stochastic. It didn't even get to 80, and already you're getting a cross. The 14.33 crossed back a few days ago. So we're through the moving average, and I think on an hourly, if you're not already in this one, then you might want to wait for this to move back up on volume and get in another overbought situation. I actually bought some puts in this at the beginning of the day on Friday, and when it made this move down, I just closed it out, and just in time because it started moving back up again. But I have a feeling based on this daily that there's still room to the downside. So that's all I have for you for now. This is Briguy, Tools of the Trade, and daytradingradio.com. If you enjoy videos like this and you'd like to see some more, then please comment in the member forum, and feel free to send me an email or tweet at Briguy Trading, and we'll see if we can put some more of these together. Have a good day, trade safe, and don't overtrade. Bye-bye.